Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. All right, so we got some news. Kyrie Irving has asked the Nets to look for sign and trade partners. So that is him telling us that he's going to opt in to his $36 million contract. And then from there, whoever wants to try to match that salary can get that done. Now, it has been said in the same report that Russell Westbrook is not going to be a part of the deal. I don't believe it. I definitely believe he will be a part of the deal. And the reason why is because the salaries are going to have to match. And the Lakers are not going to be sending him Anthony Davis or LeBron James. So they're going to either take that Russell Westbrook contract or it's going to be shipped out somewhere else. But it's definitely going to be a part of this deal, or it can't get done with the Lakers. And I don't think he's looking at any other teams, and I don't think any other teams are looking to acquire him at $36 million. So that whole Westbrook won't be a part of it bluff, I'm not buying. He's definitely a part of it because otherwise it doesn't get done. Now, is there a possibility they find another team to take him? Sure, it's a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen though. I think he's going to the Lakers. I think he spent the weekend out here, and the sunshine was really nice. It was one of the best weathered weekends we've had in Los Angeles in a while, and I think he got a whiff of what life would be like in LA, and I think he's ready to move on from Brooklyn because that situation. It's a lot of bad memories there, I think, and it's a weird fit at this point with Ben Simmons not really necessarily being healthy to start the season. So in my mind, it's just time to move on, and I don't think he has a lot of suitors based on the reputation and all the chatter. So, the Lakers are interested, and that's where he needs to be. I think that's obvious, unless the Clippers swoop in and take him from behind our backs. Even then, I don't necessarily think he would be very happy with that situation, and chances are wouldn't necessarily be locked in. The one thing you want to say about Kyrie is that you want to keep him motivated, because if for some reason he's not, he starts thinking about other things outside of basketball, and his focus will be on those things. So you got to keep him engaged, keep him on a mission, and I think the Lakers have that role for him. So that's my take on the situation. And ultimately, at the end of the day, I think Kyrie Irving understands that it's time to get the heck out of the Eastern Conference. He's been there his entire career. There's been a lot of bad energy over there. The fit hasn't really been great since he's left Cleveland, and I don't think he's ever lived out west. I don't think he's ever experienced a different coast, and I think it would probably be good for him to just experience something different at this stage in his career after the era he just exited. That whole situation with Harden, him leaving, and all of that is just nah. And look, everybody's saying, "Oh, he's leaving KD." If Kyrie stays, I'm not sure KD's staying. At this point, I'm not sure KD doesn't already have his plans to exit the Nets already in place. Which is why I think Kyrie Irving is jumping out ahead of this thing before Wednesday. I think that both of them have already amicably came to their decision and conclusions. So my take on it was Kyrie shouldn't do anything until Wednesday to leave the ball in the Nets court, basically. Let them use all of their time up trying to figure out whether or not they would be willing to give him the 5-year. But if that decision is already made and everybody knows that decision is made, then the holdup is unnecessary, I guess. And so if I'm to assume that's the case, which I do, then Monday's a good enough day to starting this process before free agency actually begins, so that the Lakers or whatever next team he goes to can start having other pieces in place to start building the team. So I definitely respect him jumping out ahead of this thing and trying to make his intentions to opt in be known sooner than necessary. So that's what it is, Lakers. $36 million. Match it. You know what it is. You know exactly what you have to do here. Russell has to be a part of this. We have to get his $40 million to Michael Jordan or to Sam Presti. From what I understand, those are the two teams that would be interested in that contract. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder is very interesting because obviously that's his home. That's his home team, the team that he made his Hall of Fame career at. And they can absorb his contract without it hurting their bottom line this season because most of the players that they have are on rookie contracts. Like most of them. You got SGA on a max contract, and I think after that, it may be one other player on a big contract of some sort. The rest of their stuff is rookies, and they're high-level rookies because they're all lottery picks that they've kept, hoarding picks. So if anybody can afford to take on $47 million just for one season and it not affect anything that they have going on with their core of what they're doing or their role players, it's the OKC Thunder. It's the same situation as the Houston Rockets last year. It's like they could absorb all that because all their players were kids. Their whole team was a bunch of people that don't need to be paid for another 3 years. So they could hold John Wall for last year. And I think OKC can hold Russell Westbrook for this year. So I think that's probably what it is. And the fruit in doing that is, of course, Sam Presti gets the $47 million off the books at the end of the season. And, of course, gives Russell Westbrook a final hoorah year with the Oklahoma City Thunder, or maybe even stays with Oklahoma City on a better deal after he expires. So it gives Westbrook a chance to go home. He's going to probably have a much different role going home, but at least he'll be home. And, it makes sense for everybody. And push come to shove, even Sam Presti would have the option of trading Russell Westbrook at the deadline next year as an expiring $47 million contract, which provides value. Maybe you can get another pick for him or something. But the point is, Presti has options. With all that cap space, he can absorb Westbrook for nothing. So I think that makes sense. It'll give him a chance to go home. I would do that because it looks like Charlotte's situation may not necessarily be necessary anymore if Miles Bridges is in fact joining the Detroit Pistons like he's rapping about. So if that's if that is what's going to happen, then there's absolutely no reason for Mike to necessarily want Westbrook's contract. So that's something I'm also thinking about. But either way, it's one of those situations where I believe Kyrie Irving will be a Laker very soon. I think Russell Westbrook will be gone very soon. And, we'll be moving forward, seeing what our team's going to look like. It's going to be interesting to see how we build. It would have been great to get him on $5 million because we could certainly build a championship caliber team that way. But, that's not realistic, so we got to keep looking for value. And I think Rob Pelinka's on a fast track to finding that. So all is well in Lakerland right now. It's looking really good for us. Worst case scenario, Kyrie ends up somewhere else. We're stuck with Russell Westbrook. And from there, we're looking at trying to move him further, trying to create cap space to get other pieces that we'll need. But that's not what I see coming. I really don't. I think Kyrie Irving and LeBron James are going to be reunited in LA, and I think it's going to be epic. I really do. So that's what I got to say. BDF44, thank you all for watching.